Book of Proverbs, verse 27. The fear of the Lord adds length to life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. This is Phil from Christian Connoisseur. So, I'm seeing this in grayscale. I know my, what time is it for me? 5:31. So, hopefully you see it in color. Okay, so I wanted to start making some more videos. I haven't made a lot of videos on my channel in a while. I've been working on this little alt channel. That's more like a passion project, right? I mean, so is this one. So, I guess to be honest, I should just start remaking some more content again and just kind of putting it out there, and get her done, right? So, I guess I'll just tell you like a small little story before I started it too much. So I went to this little men's retreat up north. To be honest, I just couldn't sleep, right? So, it's kind of, it was like a 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I went to like a Quick Trip. Literally nothing open, and like, where I'm at. So I just, got something to eat and drank like a Diet Coke and ate a little sandwich. At 8 o'clock, I got some, like a men's breakfast or whatever. So, terrible way to start the morning, but at least it's something, right? Oh yeah, and some of these pictures, I just found some pictures online, and I just kind of posted them in my Discord. I think I have my face on here. I'm not that worried about it. I think this picture's from probably like a couple months ago, but yeah, it just reminds me, like, sometimes these pictures remind me that it's like there's plenty of normal, realistic, more like low fantasy, just like regular real world stuff out there for like, content. If you want to enjoy it, there's plenty of options. Sometimes it's like sometimes in one's mind, you like to believe that you are boxed in. The truth is, there's so many options out there. So you're not really boxed in. It's just your brain likes to tell you you are, right? I think these are from, Kingdom Come Deliverance. A great game. Super popular. There's no sorcery in it. There's no, like, quote-unquote gods and, all that stuff, right? A completely normal game that's extremely popular and successful. And there's tons and tons and tons of stuff out there for a Christian. If you want to have a clean conscience, glorify God, also have a great time and be part of a great community. There is so many options out there. If you don't want to have to focus on the stuff that you hate, just focus on the stuff that you love. There is so much out there. I just wanted to say that. So I wanted to make some more videos. I guess I could just... Oh yeah, it's kind of a little picture of me here. I know I haven't done too much. To be honest, I don't really use a face cam on myself too much because I just don't really have a good background, and I don't have the best of accessories and systems and stuff. But it is what it is, right? This is what God gave me, so I just do the best I can with what I have. Oh yeah, to be honest, I don't really have any video footage like really prepped right now. I might have to go through and like work on some more stuff. I've kind of taken a break from playing video games for a while. I don't really play that many video games anymore, so I don't have a ton of footage backed up right now. But I have these pictures, and I'm not against using these pictures either. Okay, I'm not sure the audio quality is very good or bad, but we'll see here, right? So yeah, I have a ton of these pictures out here. I think some of these are from, what's it, like Ghost of Tsushima, and there's Kingdom Come Deliverance. Okay, so I would like to maybe do some more reviews again. I don't know how popular and how successful some of this stuff either is or has been in the past. I know I made some on like movies and stuff. I made some on video games. I mean, like I try to do on stuff that I like. I kind of know stuff about already, or I have some kind of interest in. And I might like to go through a couple of like content creators. I know there's the guys. He has like Allies of Majesty. I played his tutorial on I played on his on Discord. I played some of his tutorial. It's a pretty cool game, and I've learned a little bit about Storytelling Ron and about his For the Lord RPG. I might make a video on that one too. Try to promote other people of the faith if possible, right? I don't think there's anything. I don't personally think there's anything wrong with like enjoying like secular stuff or whatever, but it's also good truth that it's good to embrace and support and encourage other people of the faith at the same time too. So it's like again, like even I think the name of my little RPG that I'm not sure if I'm fully settled on it, but I'm pretty happy with it, called The Eternal Balance. It's kind of life, right? You got to have a balance. Like, it's okay to go to church, but it's okay to like, it's okay if you're not in church too, right? It's like it's okay to do a little bit of both. You don't have to like lose your mind. You can enjoy something, but also glorify God. It's not like the end of the world, right? So I'm trying to find a healthy balance. Some of these I was making some custom made Magic the Gathering cards for and I was like, I could put some pictures for some certain stuff in them. I don't know how well this is gonna work or not, but I mean, some of them don't look bad. Some like some characters from some stories. There's like some from like King Arthur. Some from like Cyberpunk and like a Fallout. I mean, again, like I tried to find some more like a little bit more like normal, realistic worlds, because like I do like fantasy, to be honest, but I feel like fantasy is a franchise genre that is so common and easily accessible. It is the forefront like runner of every single thing that you could possibly have out there. Yeah, like here's an example of a card I think I tried to make. And like some of these I wouldn't mind changing them from like I think this one's like a sorcerer or something. Again, like Magic the Gathering has some kind of naughty stuff in it, right? But like I changed it from like like basically like it's called like Circle of Power, and like Henry to Knighthood. I think it's like two different wizards and there's like like witches or something, and it's like I'm not against making a custom card that I could print out. I've been embracing like proxies more, and like you can put a little quote here. It says like look, Henry's come to see us. I don't know, guards in castle. I mean, I don't know exactly who said that, but it's those two guys early on in the game. So like I could change a couple of the different. Oh yeah, well here I'll just show you one. I don't to be honest, this video I don't know. I'm just kind of I have some thoughts about some stuff, right? It's the whole channel is I just give my opinions about stuff. I'm just some guy who's a Christian who just gives my opinions about crap. So that's what the whole channel really is, anyways, right? So this one is like called Kess Dissident Mage. So I was like, let's just mess around with some ideas. Now this one's I think Johnny Silverhand. And I'm not, Cyberpunk has its issues. Like, don't get me wrong, right? But it's like, I don't know. I don't even know if this is really even that much better. But, it's like, I got some it's like a Cyberpunk card. I'm not sure. I made a little I found this like modernized cross. So I mean, I don't know if I don't have the end symbol here. I've been messing around with it. I was thinking about making my own little symbol to put on here, but hopefully this is in color. We'll see once my phone goes back on to normal time. And like, I don't know, like, was it I don't know if I can even pronounce her name. Panem Palmer. This one's Marchesa, Dealer of Death. So I was just messing around with this, and I put a little quote on there. Yeah, I don't think I have that symbol on this, but I'm trying to figure out how to make this work. Oh yeah, I found it from MTG Cardsmith. So, it's like I can change up some of the names and some of the colors and stuff. And like, I don't want to make it too obscure. Oh yeah, like, King Arthur. I think this is a guy from Merlin, the TV show. Yeah, a TV show that I generally like quite a bit. But I was just trying to figure out how to make this stuff work. I changed some of the stuff around in it. Some of these don't necessarily even look that good, to be honest. But like, it's debatable, right? Oh yeah, here's that little symbol I made. So can I zoom in on here? So I think I just kind of threw that symbol on it. And this one's like, angel of death, dealer of death. Kind of like from the Bible, right? I'm like, when there was like Moses and like Pharaoh and like the angel of death came and ended up, taking the life of the firstborn child in Egypt. How do I get out of this? So, and this is a picture of some angel. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if angels are female or male 100%. I mean, I've only seen and heard of from like the Bible, obviously. Like, there's not a ton of angels in the Bible, and I think all of them are masculine. I think this is the first one that I made. So I called it Part Waters. This is Cyclonic Rift, probably one of the most like stupid, absurd magic cards that. It's just like a good stuff. Just like basically you win the game when it resolves. It just takes all your opponent's stuff and just puts them back in their hand. Extremely dumb, right? Oh yeah, I put that little symbol in here. Some of these I made from the Cardsmith. Some of these I put it on my little photo editor. So I think I messed around with a handful of other ideas. Oh yeah, like her from Kingdom Come Deliverance. So this was Galadriel, Light of Valinor. And again, not all these characters and stuff are bad, right? Like there's like an elf, and Galadriel's like a very like spiritual light character from like the Lord of the Rings. So, and it's like, honestly a really good card too. So I was just messing around with like, I put a picture of her on this. Okay, so to be honest, I have not finished Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So, obviously I don't want to go too much spoilers. And this one's like a Piper Wright from Fallout 4. And some of these I think I just use kind of like beautiful woman for have these pictures, to be honest. But I mean, you can honestly like use any pictures that you would want. And like here's some Bible. And like here's some like good example from like the Christian faith. Other people made good Genesis and like Christian based themed cards. Obviously it's like they're custom. I don't know if they're inspired by other cards that already exist, but I'm not sure if some of these cards are even real, to be honest. Let's see. Oh yeah, now I was looking for some classes, right? So I put these up. I'm pretty glad I did at the end of the day. Cause like here's some like monks. I don't know what this will even show me. Again, I'm not saying all these things are Christian, but they're just like, sometimes it's nice to not have to focus on like a sorcerer, for example. And like I'm not, again, like it's a little bit morally gray in my opinion whether this stuff exists or not. I don't want to be like someone who just sits there and just hates everything all day, but I can also acknowledge that it's nice to just like have some stuff that like doesn't make my conscience massively afflicted every single second of the day. So like here's a bunch of cards, right? And it's just like I feel good, right? Like sometimes it's nice to feel good about yourself instead of focusing on things like you just constantly are like upset about, right? Oh yeah, and like again, like and like I feel like classes and stuff in these worlds that are like, like you got like a warlock or a wizard or something, or like a necromancer or something. I don't know that it's all bad that this stuff exists in worlds. It's just, it's dark, right? And like it does something to a person's brain too, constantly thinking about and looking at it and seeing it. I think these are just like beautiful women or warriors, and like there's a whole bunch of different options, right? Obviously there's also masculine characters and stuff too. Try not to get like too much lust, right? But also, I don't know. No, not all this stuff is absolute, but like there's some fantasy characters and stuff. But like I do like warriors, and I do like, I like some like heroes and soldiers and stuff too. You got warriors, heroes, soldiers. Like you got a bunch of options. And again, like I feel like never feel like you're boxed in. You got options, and sometimes they're really cool. And you got like knights of like the Round Table from like Merlin and stuff. And again, there is a lot of options out there. You got champions, you got paladins, and like, oh yeah, here's some like, you're from like one of the new sets, right? Like this is like a spaceships. Like there's spaceships, and there's like Jedis or whatever. And I haven't looked at the set too much, to be honest. I played the pre-release. So it's like, let me get some pictures from just playing some games or whatever. I'm not sure. I probably have a bunch of other pictures on here, right? But I think you at least get the gist of the idea. Too much my own real life stuff on here too often. But again, like here's some from like clerics. And again, some of the stuff that goes to a little bit of some grayness, but it's still like a holy character, right? There's like clerics. I think some of these are some paladins, right? Now I love paladin class. Or they might be knights or paladins, right? So it's like, and some of the stuff is really cool. And like you can fight for honor. Here's some angels. Again, I don't know if they're really like feminine or masculine. I know that fantasy loves to put like, like female angels. I really don't know, to be honest. Again, I only can speculate and give my opinions on some of this stuff. But then again, I believe there are basically like hundreds of millions, if not billions, of angels. So there are just like even beings in heaven and spiritual, like divine entities and stuff that exist out there. And there's like potentially in the billions. There's no reason for me to believe that God didn't potentially create like feminine spirits or feminine, angels. And I have no idea, right? But if there's like hundreds of millions and billions, there's a certain point where like either they're all masculine, or they could be deemed as neutral, or there could even be like female ones out there, right? Again, I'm being honest, I have literally no idea. But it is interesting, like, at the end of the day, right? And like I do enjoy chivalry, and I do enjoy some like, some like knights and fighting for one's honor and stuff too. Again, I really like Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's one of my favorite franchises. I want to either watch through. I've not watched through the main story of the second game. I beat the first one like 3 times, but I do enjoy it, right? And it shows that realistic content exists, and it's very possible at the end of the day. Some of these pictures, I had the AI work on some concept art. I think I already showed these in some of my original videos, the video that I made, and I'll also on my alt check channel, right? So I think I might use some of these. And some of these they do look nice, and they're at least, like you never know, right? And they're just a concept art. So okay, so like a few other things. Yeah, I would like to make some more reviews. I know I've watched a bunch of movies that came out, there's like Superman movie. The Superman movie was also really good. There was like a Jurassic World movie that came out. There was a Fantastic Four. I'm not sure there's too many video games that really came out, or the ones that, I've been kind of out of the video game loop, but it's been kind of refreshing. People in gaming, I'm gonna be honest with you, are just so mad all the time. They're just so angry. It's been kind of nice not being like an addict, right, towards gaming. So that's been enjoyable. And like, I should put a Christian spin on things too more, right? But I also do feel like the culture and the backgrounds and the lore and stuff, embedding Christianity into stuff is like, it's a strong way to like push the message passively rather than push it like, overtly. Like even this guy here, I hope this isn't color. I apologize if this isn't in color, but Like, he has a little cross on him, like, right there. And, like, and it still looks cool, too. So, I don't know. I kind of like this picture. I mean, it's a little bit, I don't know. I don't even know, right? I don't even know what that picture is really supposed to be from. I'm not sure what that pendant is supposed to exactly be. It could be a cross. It could just be like some kind of an arrowhead or something, right? So, and these are just concept arts. Because, like, sometimes you're playing an RPG game and you don't really know what the character looks like. I mean, like, you want, like, some kind of a basic idea of what could be. I have, like, 50 different versions. I have, like, so many different pictures of these characters. I don't know if I even have my old versions somewhere around, but I think the only picture that I have some old pictures, but I don't know if it's in this pool or not. Oh yeah, these are just some guy was talking to me about, and I just kind of made some AI art of that. I don't think I have it in this pool, but I have some of the old ones. But yeah, so yeah, I would like to do some more reviews. I don't know what people care or don't care about at the end of the day. Like, I made some videos on some stuff. I just don't know what my audience really even cares about half of this stuff or not. Or I don't know what my audience even really wants or doesn't want sometimes. And, like, I don't want to be, like, narcissistic either, thinking I know what's best for everybody. But, like, it's a hard balance, right? Like, some people like it when I put, like, I use, like, video background footage. I have some little music in the background, and I just talk about some, like, you know, some game or whatever. Or maybe I'm, like, really strong about my message. And, you know, some people like that. And then, like, some people like it when I just, like, maybe I use, like, a still background picture, and I just talk, and there's no music, and it's just kind of normal. It's really hard to find a balance between what makes people happy and what, you know, like, and isn't happy. And you can't make it, you can't really please everybody at the end of the day. Some people want really highly edited footage, and they want me to go through they want you to have a full script, and they want all this stuff, right? And then some people just don't care. Some people just want to listen to someone talk. So, like, it's a really hard thing to somehow, like, hold the whole world in your hands. So, I don't know, right? We'll see what I do for the channel going forward. But I mean, and, like, I don't want to be, like, you know, disingenuous blatantly. And, like, sometimes, like, you know, it's like you can get a lot more views if you make a video about something that's, like, new and popular. But like a new, like, you know, I don't like the new like Chernobyl-like game that came out, or whatever it was called, like the new, like that post-apocalyptic world. It's like, yeah, I mean, like, I put a video out, I think, originally, and, like, I didn't really, like, fully invest into 100%. But, like, I also can just acknowledge that, like, the game you probably need to sink almost, like, 200 hours into a game, right? And it's like, that's a lot of work to have to put, like, you know, put hundreds of hours into it. And, like, if you're a nobody channel, like, some people are kind of elitist about it. At the same time, I also feel like a lot of people just don't care. They just want to watch a video they enjoy, and they don't really care at the end of the day that much. So it's hard to somehow, like, you know, should I make that review on that game, right? Or should I put a Christian spin on a game that I haven't really finished, I haven't fully played really myself? Does it really matter? I don't know, right? Like, it's like, there's a hardcore reviewers and stuff. But then, like, here's some other thing. That is kind of like, I'm just being a little more raw with some of these videos. I think I'm okay with that, though. But, like, and, like, if you look at some of the top, like, video game reviewers and other people like that, I mean, they get a review code copy of the game 2 weeks before the game even comes out most of the time. And they're able to do thorough, you know, work, effort, and energy into it. And they get tons of money, and they get free resources, and they get lots of opportunities. And some normal peasant like myself, or, like, you know, whoever is out there, we don't get access to, like, to a review code copy. We don't get a free copy of like the game on multiple systems, and like we don't get access to like huge monetizations and like boosting the algorithms. And we can't put our content out multiple weeks in advance and get everything set up and ready, full scripts. We don't have like, it's like a full-time job for some people. They get paid like stacks of money. And there's like a guy like me who just tries to make a video. So I'm also willing to admit that like it can be like a like a difficult balance. So I'm not like that upset if I don't put 200 hours into some game that I have interest in, but I still want to make a video on my channel. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially if I at least have a decent level of knowledge. And most games that are put out these days, they're all cookie cutter anyways. They use the same systems, same mechanics, same basic stories or choices. Everything's kind of the same. So whether you know the mechanics 100% or not, if you play one of these games, you played them all anyways. And you go to the movie theater, you watch one movie, you've seen them all, right? They're all the same. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but it's just the truth, right? So when it comes to like reviews of stuff, I don't personally feel like it's that big of a deal if I don't go through the whole game. I don't go through a whole movie, or I mean, like movies are like, they're pretty short, or TV shows and all this stuff. If I don't do heavy research, it's not that big of a deal to me. If I make a little mistake of like a name, or even like whatever it might be, it's not that big of a deal. I think a lot of people just want to be entertained. They want something to be interesting. They want it to be like at least mostly factually accurate, or even if it's not, they just want to like they just want to be able to watch something. They want to be able to like I try to put a Christian spin on something. So okay. So yeah, I wouldn't mind going through and just making some reviews on stuff, even if it's just kind of some off the cuff thoughts about some of this stuff. And because like I feel like I'm also kind of a normie. I kind of just enjoy stuff as a norm, but I'm not like a hardcore in a lot of this stuff. Like at the end of the day, like I put a Christian spin on stuff, and I just kind of try to talk about it, try to use some discernment, give some thoughts about it. But if you want like really hardcore, extremely everything to be great about it, then at the end of the day, I feel like you're better off, either playing it yourself, enjoying it yourself, or finding someone who is a super heavy professional and who has like, all the accessories and the equipment and the opportunities and stuff. You're better off finding those types of people. I mean, rather than just myself. Like, I'm kind of more of a supplement, right? So, but I do enjoy talking about it. And like the truth be told, I have played a lot of video games. I have read a lot of books. I've watched a lot of movies and TV shows. I've been out into the world, and I've done and said a lot of stuff. So it's not like I don't have any levels of expertise. I probably am considered highly qualified. I've done a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've enjoyed a lot of things. It's like, also like tabletop RPGs, or even just other hobbies, right? I've done tons of stuff. So it's not like I don't know anything. But yeah, I mean, I it's like having a good time is important, I think. So it would be nice if I could at some point go through and the truth be told, I don't feel like I have to make a review on everything. But I mean, I enjoy doing reviews on stuff, especially stuff that I like or I think that's cool. And also, I don't want to bog the channel down with like so much piles of crap that like, I don't know, it's like just like overwhelming for myself and other people. And like making like 7 videos about the exact same like, like video game or franchise over and over and over again. I feel like it's just kind of like beating a dead horse. I'm not against making one on like a whole franchise, or if I put a different spin on it or something, right? But like, we'll see what happens. Okay, so I guess some of like the moral of the story is, That I also would say, like, you don't have to focus on perfectionism. Just like, also just putting content out there and glorifying God. It's like, at the end of the day, I mean, it's kind of all you can really expect and hope for. And you have no idea whether you're going to get an audience or whether people are going to even care or not. Anyways, right? So, and maybe don't worry, don't hyper fixate and worry about every little thing either. So yeah. And if any of my audience who's even watched this far, I don't know who's even going to watch this far. It was like 30 minutes of me just rambling. Yeah, let me know what your let me know what your thoughts are about this. And also, like, what franchises or what new pieces of content that's come out would you want me to do a review on, and, like, what would you want me to even talk about? I know there's like new TV shows that come out and stuff too, and I can always go back out and do old stuff too. So yeah, and then, like, also my social media accounts. I mean, they're kind of slowly growing again. I built that Discord. I built that secondary channel. I have my main channel. Again, I feel like if I get a team of people to help me, then it'll actually start smoothing out again. I'll be able to start probably putting content out more. We'll see what happens, right? So I have like one mod. I kind of have a secondary mod. I'm kind of working with maybe on Discord, and I might get a couple more mods for either YouTube or other places. So we'll see what happens there. And, like, I feel like if I did get, like, maybe like either a thumbnail editor or like I could work on some descriptions or thumbnails and, like, titles or something, or even people who make posts and things, it would smooth it over and make the process a little bit easier. We'll see what happens. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching this video. Honestly, I just had a bunch of time to kill. Yeah, it's starting to get more light outside, so yeah, I just couldn't sleep, to be honest, for the life of me. But I feel a little bit better now, right? So it was like 6 o'clock in the morning now. So, okay. Yeah, then thanks for watching this video. And to be honest, I kind of like making videos like these more, where I just kind of again, like, I think one of the part of my channel is, again, like, as I call it just thoughts on stuff from a Christian perspective. It's kind of just what the channel is, right? So I just kind of give my opinions, and people can listen. And I wouldn't take it too seriously, half the stuff that I say. Like, unless I'm, like, quoting from the Bible or something, like, it's okay, right? I just give opinions about things, and I don't really know I don't know all the answers. I don't even know if half the stuff is right or not. I just give my opinions, right? So yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully in the future, if God is willing, I want to put more content out there. And, my audience is slowly growing. My channel or whatever, it's social media, it's slowly making progress. So over the, and at some point I do want to get the channel, I want to get the channel monetized. It's not really monetized as of right now. I did get my Subscribe Star authorized, so if anyone wants to try to give me some, start slowly, like, working on building some money. I know that stuff sounds like, cheesy or whatever, but, like, it's just the way the world is. And, me making money every month from what I do is good. I think, if you work hard, you deserve your pay. And also, if this channel did make money, there probably would be more content coming out, and I would probably be able to, therefore, pay whoever would, help me with stuff too. Because if the channel doesn't make any money, I can't literally pay anybody, right? So, it's just a hard reality. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to guilt anybody. I'm just saying this is the truth, right? And if the channel doesn't ever make any money, then it is what it is. It's just like if it doesn't grow, largely, and it never goes anywhere, then it'll just be like a little passion project I work on periodically. And to be honest, I'm okay with that. it's probably a lot less stressful at the end of the day, anyways. So having it be a hobby is good. But if this did make more money, that could be a good thing too. It could help me pay my bills, or I can continue doing stuff. And like hobbies and stuff, they're expensive, and like, you know, life is expensive. So, but if people did want to give like, you know, like $5 or even like $1 or $5 a month on one of these different, you know, like ways to give money, or it could be like I mean, I have to figure out how. I'm kind of like a newbie, like a boomer on some of this stuff, trying to figure out. I mean, I'm not that old, right? I'm in my 30s, but figuring out how half this stuff even works. But there's like stickers, and there's a bunch of other stuff out there for like members of the channel. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to make all this stuff work. But it's like it'd be cool if the channel could make some money. I think honestly it'd probably get more views, and it'd probably get more subscribes and more likes and more comments and stuff too, because like the channel would probably start to thrive more, right? And I think when you're thriving, the more prosperity you have, the more other people therefore are inclined to want to come by also. So, you know, it's never a bad thing, I feel like. And I know I've been working more on my little like RPG worlds and stuff too, which I feel like it's more of like a passion. But I think being passionate is good, and it gives me more inspiration. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for watching. You know, I'm humbled. You know, thank you to my audience. All right. God is good.